A partner in Mime! What's going on, everybody? Bunny Chap here. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon FireRed. Last time, we defeated Gary at SS Anne, or on the SS Anne. We went through Diglett's tunnel, and we got ourselves a new partner Pokemon in Mime and the Mr. Mime. This time, or hold on, before I do that, I forgot. We got ourselves the next gym badge from Lieutenant Surge, and boy, was that a breeze. Compared to that Misty fight, Lieutenant Surge was a cakewalk. Shockingly bad. This episode, we are going to finish up Vermillion City, and we're going to go to the next gym. Or at least to the... We're going to go en route to the next gym. Again, I apologize if I sound more out of breath. Not sick. Just really stuffed up in the nose. How do you have a Spearow? I want to trade it for my Farfetch'd. Okay. This was the other thing I wanted to do. Okay, I'll be right back. While I'm at the PC, I could tell you a little bit more about it. So, for those who don't know, withdraw, you can quickly withdraw Pokemon if you have any free slots in your party. Deposit, you can deposit any Pokemon in your party into the box instantly, or you can go past all of those and have the same functions as they do, but just a lot more freedom. So you can move, check their summary, pick up a Pokemon, place them down, withdraw, release them, get rid of them, mark them with any of the symbols down at the bottom of their name, diamond, square, triangle, heart. If you press select, you can instantly grab without having to deal with all those menus, and instantly put them down. If you go up to the little title card thingy here, you can use the D-pad to move to different boxes. You can click on them, press A on them, I mean, or you can jump to a specific box you want. You can change the wallpaper if you don't like it, change the name. You can hit this tab to close it, you can hit this tab to check your party. Press B if you're all done. Final thing, move items. You can move any items if any of your party Pokemon or PC Pokemon have any, and store them into your bag. Or I think you can put them on other Pokemon. After that, that's in Bill's PC. If you go to Riley's PC, or your own character's PC, you go to item storage and you can deposit your items in your bag, because this is still the time where you have a limited amount of space in your bag. So you can run out and be shit out of luck when you're trying to grab an item. Because that means you gotta quickly go to a PC and deposit items, or toss them. Or use them. So yeah, that's about it. I get rid of these, really don't need these X items. They just raise the stat in battle. You can of course withdraw them. Check your mailbox, because there's mail that you can collect and send to people. Check Professor Oak's PC, which basically has you contact him and have him tell you or rate your Pokedex. So yeah, that's a little PC rundown. Back to this little girl's house. I have got 2 Spearows. I'm gonna get rid of one of them. This new one I caught. Sending the Spearow to Elisa, whatever her name is. And we're gonna get another rare Pokemon we can't normally get. What's this? It's...
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Mr. Mime! It's... Chiding the Farfetch'd! So about Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd sucks. End of story. No, I'll give you more. Okay, so Farfetch'd. It's not a great flying type. It does have the nature adamant, which is really good for Farfetch'd. Um, it's yeah, it's not that great of a Pokemon. The best you can do with it is that it can learn Swords Dance, which gives you a +2 in attack, and then hopefully you get some good physical attacks on him, and then hopefully he can deal a bunch of damage. He's not that strong, he's not that quick, he's not that bulky. He really doesn't do much except exist and have a funny name in Chiding. In the originals, I believe Red and Blue, maybe Yellow. His name was Dux, DUX. Also, he does have an exclusive far-fetched item called the Stick. What does that do? It increases critical hit chance on moves. So, if you got a move like Slash, you have a better chance of hitting a critical hit with that move. Yeah, that's about it. Farfetch does get better in Generation 8 in Sword and Shield when he had a Galarian form. And an evolution with that Galarian form. Otherwise, regular Farfetch'd sucks big a bag old dingle. So that was kind of eventful way to end off Vermillion. So now, we're gonna head back up to Cerulean. Hooray! I think I'll meet you guys back there. Well, back at Cerulean, hey, we can cut down this tree. Yay! How awesome is that? Okay. One more thing we can do in Cerulean City now. We can use our bike voucher we got from the fan club guy, and get our bicycle at long last. Hooray! We didn't have to spend a whole shitload of money. Goddamn, inflation really hit the Pokemon world. At least Kanto. Kanto inflation is insane. So, something I never mentioned about key items, mainly the important ones like the Old Rod versus Seeker and Bicycle. You can register them, which binds them to the select button. So when you're in the outside world, hit select and you can use them. Whee! We're on our bike now. So, let's head on to our next destination, which is to the right of Cerulean City. Probably going to be grinding up more Mr. Mime, or Mimean, I should say. Watcha! Guess we'll start with this. You have Pokemon with you, you are mine. I want to say this picnicker. Oh, it is a picnicker. You know what's weird? Picnickers and I think campers have different names, not unless picnickers are the girls and the campers are the boys. If so, a little AIDS to remember, but whatever. I'll have to pay attention better. Ooh, crit. Oh, that was a bit overkill. This picnicker here, I know in the original games, can be pretty annoying because she can paralyze you with that Oddish using Stun Spore. And then her Bellsprouts, yes, she has multiple, can use Wrap. So not only will you be slow, but you're paralyzed, so you move every other turn. And you also get Wrapped, which makes you not move for however long. So she can be really annoying, not unless you have any super effective move at all. At all? If you have any super effective move in general. Good lord, speaking is rough for me. Level 23, my Mime is almost caught up with the team. Let's go. I'm a big fan of Mr. Mime. At least in these games when he wasn't on the 3DS. I really don't care for how his model was on the 3DS. I much prefer it on in like the consoles, the home consoles 3D, because yeah, he was goofy there, but like I liked him. He was funny. TM40 Aerial Ace. That is a 60 power flying type move with perfect accuracy, meaning you will never miss no matter how many times your accuracy or your opponent's invasion rises. I guess I could mention what a... Oh, and I didn't mention this. Shockwave. Basically the same thing as Aerial Ace. Just electric type move. I didn't mention that when we got it from Surge. And I could teach it to my Mr. Mime. Or I think my Nidoking too. But I won't do that just yet. In the original game, Shockwave would have been Thunderbolt. Base 95 power, 90 now in the newer games, and 100% accuracy. A really great move for this early on. Aerial Ace. Who do I want to give it to? We're going to give it to Fuzzy Wuzz. Why not? Fuzzy Wuzz pulled her weight in that last section. I'm getting rid of Mega Kick. I have not had good use for that. It has caused me more pain than I would like to admit. Sweet, we learned Aerial Ace. Sure there's more I could say. Oh, evasion versus accuracy. So there's a difference. So accuracy is a lot more easier to explain, I guess. So when your accuracy gets lowered, your moves will miss more. When your accuracy gets risen, when your accuracy rises, you'll miss less. Easy? Okay. Evasion. Kinda similar, but not really. Evasion. When the opponent or your evasion rises, it makes the opponent's moves hit less. It's basically like if their accuracy was lowered. And then if your evasion is lowered, or the opponent's evasion is lowered, yours and or the opponent's moves will hit more. So, for an example, if I lower this Onix's evasion, right, I will be able to hit Confusion or any inaccurate move a lot more often than I would have if I didn't lower the evasion. Make sense? I hope so. I tried my best. Anyways, we finally got Grass type for Onix. Goodbye, Onix. I should also mention, Magical Leap is also in the club of 60 base power and infinite accuracy. Or does not miss. There's a few moves that are like that. There's one more called Feint Attack, which is the Dark type move, and it's basically the same thing. And yes, most of them are special, except for Aerial Ace. He's the one physical one. So let me see. Are you a picnicker? Or are you a camper? You're a camper. Okay, so picnickers are women, campers are men. Got it. I understand it now. Growlithe. Hey. Growlithes are cool. I didn't mention this before in the SSN or the Route 11 grinding montage ahead. Growlithes are actually one of my favorite Pokemon. Generally, I would use one in FireRed because it is actually the exclusive of this game. It has the Elite Green variant, I should say, is a Pokemon called Vulpix. I prefer Growlithe and Arcanine over Vulpix and Ninetales any other day. Any other day. Or any day, actually. Just every day. I can tell you why, but I think I'll go over that when we can actually encounter them, which will be soon. I can start that rant later. For now, just deal with the trainers here. Mime will be... Thank God for the trade experience growth, because we'll be caught up with the team in no time. Then I'll have to start training up, who would be next? Probably Peter, because Fuzzy Wuzz is like level 26. Hey, Beedrill! Haven't seen one of them yet. Fully evolved form of Weedle. It's still not as good as Butterfree, because it really doesn't get many great moves at all. It does get a very special move in Twin Needle, bug type move that causes poison. And the coolest thing about it is that, okay, so when the steel types were introduced, they are immune to poison types. Okay, poison type moves, or being poisoned in general. However, Beedrill's Twin Needle, since it's not technically a poison type move, is like, well, yeah, it still counts. The only move that can poison steel types, which is pretty dope. I think there's a move now that can poison steel types. I think. Probably not, because I think it ties in with the Pokemon's ability instead. So, whatever. That's not important. So yeah, Beedrill, other than that, Beedrill kind of ass. If you picked up a Beedrill, I wish you the best, because I mean, I think it looks cool. Kind of scary too. Imagine like a whole ass wasp or bee coming at you that's actually fairly big. Bigger than most bees, and has like stingers on its arms. Oh my god, I'd be shitting my britches. I would not go outside. I mean, I already don't, but I would definitely not go outside anymore than usual. Whatever. Anywho, let's watch this Caterpie die. Because Mimian just likes to wreck stuff. Jesus, Mimian, save some for us. I mean, come on, guy. Don't have to destroy them all. Fun fact about Mr. Mimes, just because it has Mr. in its name, at least here in America, it is not, well, it is not like that in Japan, which is why it can be male and female. Or male and or female. Male or female, whatever. It can be male or female. Ours is male. So yes, you can have a Mr. Mime woman. Encore. Encore's a really neat move. It works pretty nicely for going against AI. What it does is that it locks your opponent into the move they last used for like 3 or 5 turns, something like that. It's pretty helpful. So if your opponent is like spamming Growl and you got a special attacker and you're worried about it murdering your team, Encore it's Growl, and if you're stuck using Growl, and you can just start a whole steamroll through it. Get a whole train right. No, let's not say train. That's bad. I'll get a whole freaking. God, I wish I'd know what I was trying to say. Get a whole team wipe. Let's go with that. Get a whole team wipe with it. Not what I wanted, but good enough. I might have to stop trying not Mr. Mime, Mimian. Because we're almost out of confusions. If you think this is going to be painful, running out of like 25 PP confusions, just wait until you get the move Psychic, where it's only 10 PP. And that's the Psychic type's best move. Thank God we have Magical Leaf, though. It is so nice having super effective coverage against a lot of these hikers. Even though I do have that with... Oh, I didn't need to do that. Even though I already have that with Needle King and Water Pulse and Dig and blah 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 blah. Mime can cover both without you needing to switch out, okay? And it helps with those godforsaken, stupid, freaking Shelders. God damn, I hate them. Since I usually start with Bulbasaur, I don't really have a problem with them, and I can just Vine Whip or Razor Leaf them into another dimension. But since I didn't, I had to figure out some slower, convoluted way to deal with them. And they're high physical defense, and I have mostly physical attackers and Peter, who can die fairly easily to something. Also, Peter... Okay, well, they all can die easily from confusion, because freaking AI can land a bazillion supersonics, where I can't land a single friggin' mega kick to save my life. By the way, supersonic, 55% accuracy. I've seen a shitload of those Shelders land those without any problems on the SSN, and yet I struggle trying to land one puny mega kick. Redonkulous. Anyways, I just punched the shit out of a cat. To my cat viewers. I like them apples. Nah, I joke. I like Meowth. Meowth is one of my favorites of this region. The only thing about Meowth that kind of sucks, I mean, like, it's really fast, really stupid fast. It learns also a lot of moves. It's just that it's not that strong. It's not strong. It's a bit weak, but other than that, it's not bad. I've used one a few times in FireRed, and it served me pretty well. I do say it gets way better in Generation 4 and onwards because it gets an ability that complements its usage of lower base power moves in Technician, which boosts moves that are 60 base power and lower to by 50%. So yeah, Persian's cool, or Meowth is cool, and its evolved form Persian's pretty cool too. And they're pretty funny in the anime. Meowth is really, really funny in the anime. Alright. Oh no, I got Water Pulse, okay. I was gonna say I don't wanna have to sit through Dig again. But it's faster in this game to sit through. Plus, I could just cut it out, and it's not a problem. I'm being way too impatient right now. It's gonna be a pretty uneventful episode. I mean, we're clearing out a route. Has a crap load of trainers. I think we're almost done with it too. I think this should be the last echelon. Last shabon shalang. But dingy dang dong. Jesus built my hot rod. Good song by Ministry. Oh yeah, we made it to a cave. Hooray! Took us 22 minutes to get here. Well, minus the few minutes that took us to get Chitting. Ah, there's one of its aids. 20 species, huh? Get an Everstone. I only have 17, okay. Everstone? It's alright. I mean, it's helpful if you got a Pokemon. Okay, so what it does is that if you give it to your Pokemon, it prevents that Pokemon from... What was I doing? Prevents that Pokemon from evolving. And it's kind of helpful for if you got a move that a Pokemon gets and the evolution doesn't get or gets sooner. It's helpful that you don't have to sit through the whole animation of it evolving, then you have to press B to stop its evolution, and you're like, ah, oh, shit, I pressed at the right time, will it still evolve, yada yada yada. So there's that. I believe you can still evolve a Pokemon with an Everstone with a Evolution Stone, so if it's holding an Everstone, you can still evolve it with like a Water Stone. Supposedly. I've never tried it, nor do I care to. I mean, I guess I could have you guys try it and just tell me in the comments below. Everstones are also great for breeding, but that's like a whole other thing that I really don't want to get into because it's a little complicated, and I'm really not going to cover it much. I could have covered it in Cerulean because the breeding house was there. Basically, you leave a Pokemon in there and you go wander around for a bit. Your Pokemon will gain levels and yeah, gain experience and then gain a level. It depends on how many steps you take. If you leave 2 Pokemon in there, which is usually the max amount, they'll do that. You can train them both. The problem is that I don't think they learn any new moves. So, if there is a move coming up that you wanted, it might not get taught. If it does, it might just replace a random move, probably the first one in the slot. So you might get rid of something useful. But if you leave 2 Pokemon in there, one of the opposite gender, and the other, one Pokemon in there, and one of the opposite gender, and if they're in the same egg group, which is a whole list of Pokemon breeding things where Pokemon can only breed in a certain egg group, so if one of them's in the field egg group and the other one's in the field egg group, then they can both breed. Unless you're Nidoking and Nidoqueen, which they cannot breed, but their pre-evolutions, Nidoran and Nidorino and Nidorina, can breed with each other. Really weird. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to cover breeding much, except for that. Just look it up. There's like easier info on the internet nowadays. You just type it in, and somebody will teach you. Or maybe I'll just go over that in like one episode if I decide to if I'm really hankering for some views. And like that, we made it to Dark Tunnel. Ooh. And like that, my Meowth has got an item. So this is the whole reason why I brought Meowth. Meowth has an ability called Pickup, where there's a chance that Meowth will hold an item. Basically, if you just wander around, it'll just randomly pick up something. Depending on the level, will depend like how, like what percentage of a chance you can get a rare item. With it being level 10 right now, it has a very slim to none chance of getting like a really rare item. This is also a way you can get a TM in Hidden Power. Another move that is just a bunch of stuff to go into. That's kind of complicated, but I think I might just go into that when I talk about EVs and vitamins and natures and shit like that. So, we made it to Dark Tunnel, cleared out a route, got ourselves a bike, and a Farfetch. I think that does it. Next time on FireRed, we'll be going through Rock Tunnel and see what's on the other side. Have a good night, everyone.